Buster's ride awaits. With the fuselage at fighting weight, it's time for the main event.
This is the main event. We've all been waiting all day long.
There are three ways in which this piece of aircraft could actually save Buster's life by him being inside of it. One is that its surface area could slow his descent enough to be survivable.
I think it's going to be total devastation.
A second one is that it could actually crumple and absorb a lot of the impact before that impact reaches Buster.
When it hits the ground, it's going to be a pancake.
And the third is, by being properly strapped in, he's not being whipped around by the impact, but being held tight so those G-forces aren't transferred secondarily to him thrashing around and taking a major head trauma. How many of those are going to come into play on this drop? I have no idea. It all really depends on which way it falls.
In the story of the Freefall flight attendant, the survivor was found strapped into her seat in the grounded wreckage.
There's no way he's going to fit in here.
But Buster is a little larger than most female flight attendants.
Bye, Buster.
Nice knowing you, buddy.
I'm going to be probably right near where it was when it took off, because it's going ways away. And, you know, the biggest worry that I have currently is the takeoff itself, because I've got to be near it when it comes up. And so far, every one of these runs I've done, I'm looking at this thing directly over my head as it's going up, and I'm trying to find some place to run to get out of that way, but it seems like it's following me.
As the fuselage gets airborne, Jamie's fears become reality. The chopper struggles getting to its drop height, circling above the team as it climbs. For a brief and frightening minute, there is radio silence as everyone dives for cover.
I thought he was going to go straight up, but they were right over top of us with 3,500 pounds of stuff. You know, and we're backed up against a fence here, so it's kind of upsetting. And in fact, it's looking like he might be coming this way again, so I'd recommend that you guys get over here as well.
But 2,000 feet is eventually reached, and the drop is nothing short of spectacular. As the old saying goes, it's not the fall that'll kill you, it's the landing.
When it hit, it was like, you know, we saw this smack and then felt that.
Woo.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a bang.
I hope we don't have to do too much cutting to get Buster out of this thing.
With his radar gun, Grant clocked the fuselage at 96 miles per hour. At that speed, could our wreckage rider have survived?
Dude, it is totally inverted.
In the original myth, our flight attendant had severe injuries but lived. Is Buster once again busted? Is the myth?
Can't get there yet.
We're not leaving here without Buster, man. Leave no crash test dummy behind.
Main thing I remember about that drop was trying to run to get out from under the darn thing. The more I do this show, you know, if I feel like running, I'm gonna run. And that was one of those cases.
Buster has assumed the fetal position. Dude, you should have been in the brace position.
It's like a Christmas tree of carnage.
When the fuselage hit the ground, it crushed, and it made like a popping sound, like a car crash. It just, you know, and it just crushed. I thought maybe it would explode, but crumple.
I think given the aspects of falling in wreckage that we assumed might be able to save his life, slowing down your descent is not one of them, because a 30% decrease in terminal velocity still has you falling at about 90 to 100 miles per hour, which is pretty lethal.
Okay, is that it?
Wow, we further broke the foot. I didn't think we could break this anymore, but apparently we were able to. When I look at this wreckage, and I think about the stewardess who survived in the tail of the plane, I think, well, I look at the cargo hold, which is upside down, and the top of this wreckage, and it actually looks not that distended. If Buster had fallen correctly, if he had fallen upright, he might have actually survived.
It's all about the details, the exact circumstances, what exactly was the section of the tail end of the plane that she was in. How fast are you going in the airplane when you're trying to escape from it with a life raft or whatever. I mean, all those details mean the difference between success or failure.
Enough with the details. What's the verdict?
Given that we know that the stewardess that survived in the tail section of the plane is true, and that humans have survived some fairly remarkable falls, I would say this one is entirely plausible. It's not the preferred method for getting out of an airplane.
But it is plausible.
It is plausible that it's survivable. Do we all have a moment of silence for Buster and his work for the cause?
Thanks, buddy.
Jamie won't, because he thinks it's stupid.